I realized something today. I figured something out that I don't think other people have seen. Why the Oceangate Titan submersible really went missing. And you know what the real reason is? Is all people who come close to So basically this guy, he founded this company called Oceangate, and it's this exploration vessel. Basically once a year, they take people down to see the Titanic wreckage. And this year when they did it, they lost communication an hour 45 into the descent. We'll go into all the details. All of that information is gonna come together and it's gonna blow your goddamn minds because, like I said before, I realized something. The first guy that we'll talk about is Stockton Rush, the founder. That's Stockton Rush right there, all right? Founder of Oceangate. To learn a little bit about him, we're gonna watch a clip on YouTube.
I couldn't help noticing how many pieces of this sub seemed improvised.
We can use these off-the-shelf components.
I got these from Camper World.
Camper World.
Thing with this
You don't buy off-the-shelf parts to go down to the fucking Titanic. That's not how it works. So we got Oceangate Titan. It's an unregulated submersible built with off-the-shelf parts. Stockton Rush, we're gonna connect this guy also. The second person we will talk about is Hamish Harding. Now Hamish Harding is an interesting man. He holds a few world records. Weird shit, explorer type shit. He went to Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench. And then not only does he go really deep down into the Earth, he took a ride out into space on Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin. Interesting. The next person is someone that I am not going to be able to pronounce, to be fair, because he's a French man and he has a French name. Paul-Henri Najolet, all right? We're gonna call him Paul-Henri, to be fair. He's a French maritime expert. Now, this guy was an interesting figure. He's a director of underwater research for the Titanic. He works for an American company that owns the salvage rights to the Titanic wreck, and he has recovered 5,000 artifacts. Each person gets progressively more interesting, and now the fourth person was another person that I will probably get their name wrong, so we're gonna call him Mr. Dawood. He is part of one of the wealthiest families in Pakistan. A family who owns a lot of shit. They're one of the most powerful families in the country. Mr. Dawood is on the board of trustees for the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Institute. Don't jump the gun. So there you have it. There's the beginning of it. The real reason the Oceangate Titan submersible really went missing is that Jeff Bezos has information on extraterrestrial life, and he is wiping out the other rich people who are getting close to that information. This is our new map, guys. And don't you worry, it will connect. It will connect, and you won't believe how well it really does connect. Bezos is killing all the rich people who've come close to finding his alien secrets, and you might say, what the fuck are you talking about? That makes no goddamn sense at all. But you just wait. You just wait and get your asses blown. So, Stockton Rush, the founder, why does he connect to Bezos? Well, Stockton is another millionaire selling an adventure to other rich people. Bezos is selling them trips out of the atmosphere, and Rush is selling people an expedition down to the bottom of the ocean. Direct conflict with Jeff Bezos. A rich guy selling other people a dangerous expedition. Also, we learned that Rush bought many of his parts off the shelf to assemble his submersible. In all probability, he bought his off-the-shelf parts from Amazon. And in all probability, Bezos made sure that those parts were defective. The next person we're gonna talk about is Paul Henry Nargeolet. The first thing that we have in direct conflict is he dives to and recovers artifacts from the Titanic, and he displays the artifacts. So he probably wanted to sell his artifacts on Amazon, which is direct competition. Next person we'll talk about is Mr. Dawood. Mr. Dawood, who runs huge corporations, one of the richest men in the world, probably would not want someone else running a lot of companies, even if they are in another country, still taking money from him. But that's not the main direct conflict, because what we learned before is that Mr. Dawood is on the board of trustees for the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Institute. Now, if Bezos is trying to stop everybody from finding his alien secrets, maybe the person who's on the board for extraterrestrial searching is on his list. What does Dawood know? Now, the last person, and we're gonna come back to Nargeolet in a second, the last person that we'll talk about is Harding, Hamish Harding. He is the billionaire explorer, Challenger Deep, Bezos's Blue Origin. Wait a second, Hamish Harding took Blue Origin into space? That's a little weird. I bet that Hamish saw the same stuff Bezos saw, which Bezos is keeping secret. That's direct competition. So we really got something going here, guys, now. All right, you with me? Everybody is connected so far, except for Nargeolet. But there's something weird about it. There's a man called Mathieu Johann. He worked with Nargeolet on his book about the Titanic, and there was a very interesting quote from him. I know his big thing is trying to find out what's in the Titanic's safe. I hope with all my heart that one day he'll manage to penetrate that vault, which remains full of mystery at 4,000 meters under the sea. Now you might say, well, who fucking cares, right? Bezos is hiding something. Why does he have extraterrestrial information? What do we know about him? Goes to space, and therefore hiding extraterrestrial information. Now, Mr. Paul Henry is looking for this safe. His biggest fascination with the Titanic is the safe. He is obsessed with it. That's all he wants, is to penetrate the vault in the Titanic. Something important is in the safe. What is in the safe? If Hamish Harding saw the same stuff that Bezos saw, and Bezos wants to keep it secret from everybody else, and everybody knows he goes into space, what can we glean? That Bezos is hiding extraterrestrial information in the safe of the wreckage of the Titanic. We have it all. Everything connects. How can this not be the case, guys? Can we go through it again? Bezos, all right? Bezos, he goes into space. He's obviously hiding extraterrestrial information. And where does he hide it? In the fucking safe of the wreckage of the Titanic. Now, what's he gonna do? He's gonna get everybody out of the way. Nargeolet, he's been down there a bunch of times. How many more times before he finally gets into the safe, cracks it open, and finds all the secrets? Fucking knock him out. Okay, what about Hamish Harding? He seems pretty fucking innocent in all this, but he was on Bezos's Blue Origin. Probably saw something he shouldn't have seen in the first place, and then guess what? Bezos is now out to kill him because he knows some of that information. All right, what about Mr. Dawood? He seemed like he wasn't in this at all. But you know what? He's on the board of trustees for the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Institute, and because of that, Bezos thought that he was getting close to finding the information and took him out. And then, last but not least, Stockton Rush, who basically just sabotaged everything himself, but didn't need to because Bezos was on top of it. Because guess what? He is a rich guy selling other rich people the dangerous expedition for $250,000, and Bezos did not like that, wanted him out of the equation. On top of everything, he made an unregulated submersible with off-the-shelf parts, and probably those parts were Amazon parts that were sabotaged by Bezos, meaning that Bezos is killing all powerful rich people who come close to finding his alien secrets. And that, my friends, is where we stand with the Oceangate Titan iceberg. What do you think? So, you know, all I can say is that Bezos is obviously behind this, and I think he's a fucking horrible person, and I think he should be paying taxes. That's what I have to say. Here, I'll put a hat on for you, alright? Don't I look more like a detective now? Me. Hey, say, I'm gonna figure out what happened to this submersible, say? I look like, someone's paying me to do it now that I have a hat.